Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Mountaineer Locker Room. Then and now, Greg Crist, joined by Frank Fear and Matt Thomas. We are coming to you with a live remote today from KEGLER'S right here in Morgantown, just down below the stadium. If you're in the area, you might want to stop by, enjoy some of this great food and ice-cold beverages, pickle beverages.
We're going to be here for a couple hours anyway, so you guys got plenty of time.
That's right. So come on by and participate. We come up every year for the spring game. This year is no different. Got a lot of activities, Frank, going on in Morgantown.
It's always it's really a shot of adrenaline to come back and see the people and the excitement. You know, the Mountaineers pulled off a nice win this afternoon in baseball against the Houston Cougars.
I thought you were going to say in the spring game. Kind of hard for us to lose that one.
No. And there was the spring festival today, and both the football scrimmage as well as a concert at the stadium, and people are filing in now. The room is full. The area behind us is getting full, and you know, there's no question that KEGLER'S is the place to be in Morgantown, and it's the place that people gather, and we're so pleased that we were invited. I think this is our third or fourth time here, and it's always a great experience, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely is. This place is always rocking, especially after game days and that sort of thing. The coaches show is done here. Always a great atmosphere and very accommodating folks. They've helped us out and allow us to come in here and do this. And, you know, this is the hot spot. This is where people come. That's why we like to come here. Matt, your first experience, I guess, obviously doing a show from here. I don't know if you've been here to the spring game before, but what's your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned it the way you did. This is triple first for me. Not only my first at KEGLER'S, my first here on the show with you guys, well, except for last night, and then, of course, first at the spring game. So, spring game went great. Me and our producer, Darrin, over at the New River Network. Darrin, we can't thank him enough for all he does, but we were able to watch the first half of the game, and I was really happy to see the speed of the offensive line. The offensive line did a great job being able to move the D-line back, and I know it's against the same team, but still, it's really exciting to see because that was a point of emphasis over this offseason from Coach Rodriguez. So, yeah.
Welcome in, sir.
Hi, thanks for having me.
For those of you who don't recognize him without his helmet, hadn't worn it for a couple years. He still has it at home, though, and gets out in the yard and plays some, from what I understand. And this must be his son?
Yes, this is my son, Porter.
And Porter, you got the same haircut his dad has.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, his is optional. Mine's not.
This, for those of you who don't know, is Phil Plank, former Mountaineer player here at WVU. And Phil, rather than me talk, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'd like to hear your backstory, where you played high school, who recruited you, how you ended up at WVU.
So I went to high school in Springfield, Delaware County in Pennsylvania. When I graduated there, I went to Valley Forge Military College. I spent 2 years there as junior college, and Coach Kurlavich came in, and
so
he was pretty persuasive.
I guess so.
He was able to scoop me up and get me to come to West Virginia. Redshirted my first year, and then played special teams mostly those next 2 years. Great experience, got a ton of knowledge to help my future coaching career. I'm the defensive coordinator at Downingtown West in Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
Been there for 3 years. I was at Springfield High School previously, before that for 15.
Awesome.
So some of the things that I was able to pick up in my time here under Coach Rod and his whole staff with Coach Castile, and Coach Kurlav, Coach Gibby,
so you must,
the list goes on.
Oh, yeah. Good friends with Gibby, by the way. And, and you, first of all, thanks for your service with the high schools. I was a high school coach for 30 years and taught school, and it's not an easy profession, I'll say that.
That's a lot of work.
Yes, it is. Sure
My wife always says that her happiness depends on the actions of a 16-year-old.
Yeah, I know, so. It's scary, isn't it? You mentioned some of the coaching. You must be excited about the fact that Coach Rodriguez is back here at Morgantown, and I know your thoughts on what he's going to do here.
Yeah, just talking with some of my fellow teammates, everybody's super excited. And, today at the spring game, you could really start to see things developing. The offensive line is moving together, nice cohesive unit. Quarterbacks and running backs got the reads down. Wide receivers look amazing. We got speed everywhere. And I'm a defensive guy, so I'm looking at this stuff and I'm going, man, this is a problem in multiple ways.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see his offense really starting to come together and cause some problems for the defense.
That's always good to hear, and I've heard just talking to people that's been to the game, pretty much the same thing. A lot of people really knowing about the offensive line, and that was obviously kind of a weak spot for us last year.
Yeah.
We got the rest of the family coming up.
Yeah, I got my daughter Penelope and my son Parker here with us.
Now,
too.
you guys know we're getting ready to sing, right? Y'all like to sing?
No.
I'm just kidding.
There he goes. You scared one off.
I'm just teasing. We're not going to make you sing. We're going to make you dance. How about that?
That'll work.
There you go. Anyway, I know a lot of people are happy with the way the offensive line looks. I think the fact that he's had a little bit more time this year,
Sure.
to get things together and to work the portal, get what he wants, his type of player, that sort of thing. A lot of people disappointed in last year. I said, Frank and I have talked about this on the show. If you look back at what he did last year, it's actually a pretty amazing job.
Did a really good job. I mean, Coach Rod has his system and his way, and it's very effective. It's tough. It is very tough, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
What he instills, his culture, that's stuff that not only helps you as a player, it grows you as a man, and
That's right.
I believe that's what's important.
Yeah. What was it as far as playing for Coach Rodriguez? I know we hear all the stories, of course, and I've known Rich through some other people throughout the years, but what was it like playing for him, in all honesty?
A coach is tough on you. He demands the best out of you, and he's not going to be accept great. He wants the best out of you. Good is not enough. Great's not enough. He's getting everything he can get out of you, and pushes you to limits that you didn't think you'd be able to get to, which inevitably when you get there, you realize there's more.
Right.
You have more to give. And that's what you can kind of start to see it. The guys are starting to buy in. I was able to talk to some of the players today, and you can see it. It's not just some line that they're giving you. You can feel that they're starting to understand what he's doing and how this works.
Right. Yeah. Do you get back down here often to games?
I
know
do
coaching
not.
is hard.
It's almost impossible with coaching at the high school level there, and we're typically taking deep playoff runs.
Yeah.
So that'll limit the availability to be able to get back. So that's why we always try to make it a point to get up here in the spring.
Yeah.
I was able to get back last year for the Sugar Bowl reunion, which was nice.
That's awesome.
Got to see some of the guys.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what years again did you play?
04 to 7.
04 to 7.
Yes.
Okay. Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. Frank, you want to grab Phil and get a question in?
Well, the enthusiasm. And one of the things I think that's so important is that we have that sense too, but we didn't play the game. So for you to say what you said, Phil, is really reinforcing, because that's the sense we're getting just by observing.
Yes.
That, step by step, the building block, the players are really buying into Rich Rod's situation. And he's talking with more, I don't want to say with more confidence, but you can tell that when he says something during his weekly conferences, it really does map onto what's happening in the practices. And one of the things we talked about last night was, he said this week, is that he views every single practice as a critical building block in a player's development.
Sure.
And he wants them to view it that way, and he wants his coaches to view it that way. And then you could see his talk was more like, today's game is the first game of the spring festival, first game of the season, as far as he's concerned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had a chance to briefly speak with him after the scrimmage, and I was like, Coach, they look great. Offense is really flying around and moving. And then he goes immediately, well, and then pulls back, and I was like, oh, okay, here it is. There's always more to improve on.
That's
so
right. I have a question for the kids, though.
Yes, what do you?
One after the other. Where are you going to college?
West Virginia.
There you go.
I got you. Here you go. Speak into this. Here you go.
West Virginia.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Mountaineers. Let's go.
Mountaineer.
Let's go.
Mountaineer.
Let's go.
Mountaineer.
All right, where are you going to college at?
West Virginia. West Virginia or Penn State.
There's always one. There's always one.
Hey, he didn't say Pitt.
That's right. That's right.
He's not allowed to say that word in our house.
Hey, and I admire your courage too. It took some courage to say that. I thought he was going to say Marshall for a minute. I was like, no, don't do that.
Oh, great, Phil. Thanks so
great.
much.
Yeah, thank you guys for
Beautiful
having
family,
me.
by the way.
Thank you very
This
much.
is great.
We appreciate you taking a minute to stop by and talk to us.
Absolutely.
Great to see you. Great to
Great
meet
to see you guys.
Take care,
And
Phil.
we look forward to
Thanks.
talking to you
God
again.
bless
Thank you
God
so
bless
much.
you.
Great family.
Yeah, very good.
Got the boss up here too and got a picture with her.
That's great. That's great. Family
job,
affair.
guys.
Family affair.
All right. Speaking of former players, where'd the son? I was going to say, where'd the son go?
Yeah.
There he is.
Introduce yourselves. Talk in the thing.
Well, he's got to talk into it. No,
There you
there
go,
you
microphone
go.
right there.
Timmons.
There you go.
Say you play defensive line. Tight end.
There you go. Wow.
12 years old.
12 years old, and
Go Mountaineers.
go Mountaineers.
And tell me you're not going to Penn State, right?
No.
Yeah,
No.
Never.
That's right. We're going to West Virginia.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Again, for folks that don't know, this is his father, Ben Timmons.
Ben Timmons,
and,
yeah.
former player here at WVU, and he was a little shy about getting up here. And, you know, Frank, when you see a guy that size, I don't know why he'd be shy about anything.
Yeah.
You just go where you want to go.
Yeah.
You know? And he looks young enough to be my grandson. So tell us, Ben, when you played and where you played high school, recruitment, all that, how it all got started, and how you ended up at WVU.
Okay. So originally from Northeast Ohio, high school of Kenston High School up there in Auburn Township. Was recruited by Don Nealon back in those days. He was very gracious, very great coach. Came and recruited me. Came down, started here. It was graduate high school in 1999. So started here the season after that. Was here for 2 years, and then that's when Rich Rod came in. And that was kind of the big change when Don Nealon wanted usually bigger, heavier guys, and when Rich Rod came in, we knew we were in trouble when they issued us running shoes.
Bad times.
Yeah, they wanted to go fast. So,
Linemen don't want to see running shoes.
yeah. So then we started running around the stadium times through that summer and kind of really lost a lot of loss of that weight. And then once we had Coach Barwas come in, that's kind of really we started putting the weight back in the right way, and kind of really when it started taking off. So
fantastic.
Mike Barwas kind of was really the key factor there, getting us going there.
Strength coach. Yeah. You mentioned coming in under Nealon and going to Rodriguez. What was that transition like? Other than the running, I mean,
Yeah.
you get that, but
That-
it's two about as opposite type of people.
Absolutely.
You can
Coach Nealon, if you messed up on a play or something like that, and he looked at you, you could feel the disappointment. You knew you messed up, and you wanted to try harder the next time. With Rich Rod, it was kind of the opposite. It was more, he told you, showed you, told you again, and kind of really, it was a change of atmosphere. But it definitely helped us take it to the next level. Going to the spread, going no huddle offense. That was, and to be all honest, that was probably the best way that I was able to play, because I was not one of the bigger guys.
Right.
I was playing tight end when I first came in, just because they needed someone on scout team to play tight end. I was like, I'll do that. And then one of the spring games we had, the starting center, I think, got hurt. And then the second string center, something was going on with him, and they said, "Who else can snap?" I said, I guess I can. So I got in there, and it took off from there. So
that's great. That's wonderful.
But fast-paced, no huddle offense.
Yeah.
You didn't have time to think. You just had to react.
You have to do it.
You had to go fast-paced, and when it worked awesome. When it didn't work, you were on the sideline before you broke a sweat.
Yep.
You know, so. But you know, things start picking up. I'm really, really excited that Coach Rod's back.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the best solution we can get into with the coaching wise. And since he's came back, he's really reached out to a lot of the past guys. You know, try to come back and get involved with the program. So that's why we're here this weekend. I brought my son Will and my daughter Carly sitting over in the stands, and
there too.
We're working on recruiting her. She had a college tour yesterday.
She'll flip the camera.
So she's a junior right now,
Awesome.
and we're trying to recruit her to come. And she brought 2 of her friends as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
So-
deal.
Yeah.
I got to ask this: did you, with Kralavich and Rodriguez, did you learn any new words?
There was a expanded vocabulary in the way that things have never been used before. I never understood the different verbal attacks you can be exposed to.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
it was definitely a learning experience for
Yeah.
sure.
That's the difference, Frank. When I was in college, I had I was a social studies major. The dean of the social studies department called me in to chew me out over something. I don't remember what it was. Could have been a lot
and
of
then
things.
After that, we're
Anyway,
going in ZILER.
he used words I never. He didn't say
come up
curse
here.
words,
Right.
but I had no idea
that
what he
sounds
was
good.
saying to me. He was
I like that.
way above my head.
Yeah.
So,
You know a story. We had a player, and I won't mention his name, but he's become a good friend. And he was talking about he was an all-state player, and he was talking about playing under Coach Kalav, and he said, I wanted to quit after about 2 weeks because it was tough. And he said the turning point came when he said, I want you to line up against this particular defensive player. And the player, who was an offensive lineman, knew he was in trouble. And so the next thing he knew, he was knocked out, and he was on the ground. And when he woke up, Collab was about that far.
Yeah.
And he said, that was a turning point in my life. Am I going to quit or am I going to stick with it? And he said, I stuck with it.
Yeah.
And he became a starter.
Yeah.
awesome.
And that's the story, isn't it? I mean, that's the story of
absolutely.
development.
If you're tough enough to survive, you're going to do good here. And watching today's game, watching different situations that they put him in, we definitely have some fast guys. We got some guys that are doing well, but it takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of heart to survive here and to do well. But that's the game it is now.
Yeah,
You
and
gotta
isn't
be
it
willing to
great
survive.
that Kalavich is now in the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
Guys who are position coaches like that almost never get into the Athletic Hall of Fame. But that shows you the impact that he had over the years. Yeah.
Absolutely. He's here for, I don't know how many years. He's been here a very, very long time. And everyone knows if you've been if you've been singled out by Coach Karlav, you've
Everybody knows.
you want to do better the next time.
And Rich Rod understands that, and that's why we've got Coach Trickett now.
Yep. Oh,
Same
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Kind of the same fabric.
That was you understand new verbiage of English once you've been identified by Coach Trick.
That's true.
Dan,
Yeah.
what's your life like now? What do you do? What do you do these days?
So right now I'm a vice president of sales of a packaging company called Lico International. We sell all types of packaging equipment and materials and stuff like that.
Excellent.
We got 4 wonderful children.
Yeah.
William's my oldest boy. Carly is my oldest daughter over here.
And they're going to talk in a second here.
Oh, they're coming out.
We're
All
going
right.
to flip the camera around,
Come out
right?
and talk. Yeah.
You going to flip it around?
And
Whoa!
I got 2 more younger ones. They're at home. They're at home working on the farm with my dad.
Yeah, here we go.
And then my beautiful wife's over here, Miss Reba Jean.
Look at this. It's a family affair.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Come on
Look
up.
at this.
Yeah.
It's like the
This is my daughter Carly
cheerleading
here.
squad.
Yeah, there you go.
Great.
Come on up. Yeah, come on up. You got the microphone right here. There you go. Hello.
Introduce yourselves.
My name is Becky Timmons. Gina Kuzma. I'm Lucy Ledecky. I'm Carly Timmons.
And we already
Will
met.
back, Will back here.
Yes.
Isn't this great?
Yeah.
This is awesome, isn't it? So you got somebody taking a picture. That's what we want to do.
Yeah.
We'll
Mr. Phil's
get you
taking a
family
picture over here. You got Jill taking a picture.
Extended family picture.
That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
No, this is awesome.
Hey, we just came for chicken wings. We weren't
Yeah.
expecting all this.
Well,
you know,
before you go, before we can put this on, y'all need to have everybody sing a song. So
Okay.
y'all pick out your song.
we can sing Country Roads.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's a
All
good
right.
one.
That song we know. We know everybody knows that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We
All right.
taught them that. That's our lullabies.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. No way, huh?
They're out. Yeah. No.
We get the whole crowd to sing. Phil said he'd sing it.
Yeah, Phil,
Phil
lead
should
it.
get him started.
That feels like
Almost
Yeah, why
heaven.
But no, this is great coming back with all the old, football players and seeing everyone's families. I mean, that is awesome. They've done a great job of bringing everybody back and getting events like this where you can, interact with people. And there's a lot of guys you haven't seen since many years,
right.
and you get to catch up with them. So
And we've heard that from a lot of different players. That
It's extremely welcoming to the family. It is, it gives it the importance of what it was, and to see it, years later, it's first class. It really is.
Important.
It's good. It is. It's a big
very
thing.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that at length with numerous players and how they feel so different now than what they did just a few years ago.
It's
So
such an important part of life. It's a very concentrated 4 or 5 years of life that is very impactful, very, very directional on how you take, the course you go the rest of your life. And
That's right.
so that's it's awesome.
Yeah,
Super.
and one of the problems with the game today is with the NIL and transfer portal. How much more of this are we going to have? Are you going to be able to go see teammates, or are you going to know their names?
Right.
So,
and that's definitely a challenge because there's a lot of guys that they move around a lot and they don't have that sense of home. Like, where are you going to go on a college Saturday?
Right.
Morgantown, that's our second home for sure, and that's where we want to come all the time. So,
do you get down for a lot of games, or
not as much as we'd like to? We're going to start doing more of it. We got a couple of young boys that you can't take your eye off them. I mean, they're into a lot of trouble really quickly. So, but we're planning on coming down for a lot more.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very good.
Fantastic looking family. And
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Friends as well.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
We're
We're trying to make mountaineers out of these Ohio girls.
There you
Said,
go.
There you go. Love to have you. Heck yeah.
W.
Yeah.
See, you don't get this kind of reception at OU.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean,
Come on.
that's what you get. That's right. It's a culture.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining
Thank you.
us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Have a good time.
And appreciate you coming up. I know
we-
you really didn't want to.
Yeah. We thank you, Doug and Jerry Lorenz, for it's just incredible.
Well, you're welcome. It's our pleasure.
Oh, and to see the families up here and the players, it's just KEGLER'S means that to them. That's where they come.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, and everybody, knows, even from where we're from, down south. You're going to KEGLER'S. They know KEGLER'S. And, we can't tell you how much we appreciate allowing us to come in like this. I know, the coaches show is done here.
Yep.
And we're not anything like that. We're just small potatoes here having a little bit of fun.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys for having us.
Heck yeah. Hope we do it years to come.
Well, we appreciate that.
We hope so, too.
And this is a great setup here with the canopy, and you can eat back here, and it's
that was new. We
great.
put that up last year to test it out, and we liked it, so we brought it back.
It's great.
Very nice. Yep. Get a little.
Fantastic.
Just hope the weather holds off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So before we, how long have you been managing this place?
Ooh, I started managing in 04, GM in 08,
Wow.
and been working here since 01.
Oh, my
Wow.
Lord.
So it's been a while.
Long time. Know the ins and the outs, that's for sure.
And this place wasn't. This was Pizzeria Italia back in the day.
Right. Yeah. So tell the folks what's the attraction? Why do people want to come to KEGLER'S?
Well, I tell everybody it's how well the sports team does. If people are happy, they're happy to come out. They want to have a good time, and this is a place to have a good time at. And if the sports is doing well, the whole town does well. But we try to accommodate something for everybody. We got bowling, we got fine dining, we got outside seating, upstairs, everything. So
Everything.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Great location, too.
You can't believe a word that girl said right there. She worked here like 40 years ago.
She worked here 40 years ago.
30 years ago.
Oh, my God.
40 years ago.
Yeah, chickens come home to roost.
Yeah, that's right.
40 years.
That's fantastic. Let's bring up Keith and ZILER. keep the family. They're going to keep the family situation going, and Keith Hawkins and his daughter ZILER Hawkins, and they are talk about Mountaineer fans. They bleed gold and blue. There's ZILER. Fantastic.
Keith, as we said, is you talk about a Mountaineer fan. This is a Mountaineer fan right here. He is on top of it, on top of the game. And we appreciate you taking some time. We appreciate your support, too. Keith always watches the show, posts the updates on the show and that sort of thing, and we appreciate that. But I got to ask your daughter a question first. She told me earlier that she didn't like donuts. Can you tell me why you don't like donuts?
Yeah, she can't hear it. Yeah, that's right.
There we go.
That's where you go.
All right. We'll try this again. I'm going to ask you another question. Why don't you like donuts?
Sometimes they just taste like too, I don't know. I can't find my word.
And then tell us what Dad fed you for breakfast today.
What did you feed me? I don't remember. Gummies, yeah.
And when did you have the M&Ms?
Earlier at the game. Yeah.
She said Dad wouldn't feed her, so she had to eat M&Ms.
That's great.
Are you a Mountaineer fan?
Yes, big one.
Yes, you are. Big Mountaineer fan. That's awesome. We appreciate you coming up here and talking to us a little bit.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You are welcome.
Got it.
There he is.
Yeah.
It's a reunion here.
Yes, it is. People keep coming in.
Yeah.
And
Keith, one of the things we wanted you to talk about is our good friend Dale Wolfley. There's you see his picture in KEGLER'S when you walk in. There's a burger named after him. You were very close to him. He was close. ZILER was close to him too. Obviously, they loved each other deeply. His loss is just, we still feel his loss. And this is his birthday week. Passed away in 2023, and, it's just a grievous loss. So talk to us, and we'll have ZILER talk to about the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley, and the relationship and the meaningfulness of that relationship.
We met Dale through the hospital right here across the road. He was real involved with the Children's Hospital, raising money, different things. And the relationship just really grew from that, from meeting. He actually knew ZILER before I knew him, probably a good 6 months. I wouldn't have known the guy if he walked up and punched me in the nose before that.
Wow.
But the relationship grew. Of course, we was on a podcast together. Dale was just an incredible guy. If you was in his orbit, it was a whole different world. And the closer that he pulled you in, I don't know.
I know what you're talking about.
It was, you wanted to be in the eye of the storm with Dale. You didn't want to be on the outside, too much chaos. He was wide open all the time. The man was just idea after idea. Just an amazing person. Heart much bigger than the stature of the man. He helped a lot of people out. A lot of people around here. He got involved. I think he took over the Alumni Association and brought a lot of athletes back into Morgantown. Everybody's probably got a Dale Wolfley story.
Yeah. And it's an important story, too. I mean, that's the thing about Dale, is that the relationships were not superficial. They were deep. And I interviewed Keith for the book on Darryl Prue that's going to be coming out next month. And there's a line in that book you said to me, and I tell you, I didn't even need to write it down because it was emblazed in my brain, and that is that when I asked you to summarize Dale in a sentence or two, you said his strike zone never changed. The balls and strikes were always called the same way. And we both know that caused him issues with people because he would not waver in his beliefs and his commitment. And, you helped me write the article that I wrote on the true mountaineer. What does that mean? Because you can use a phrase like that and, it gets to be almost meaningless unless you put words to it. and feelings. And there are only a few people that can have a label like True Mountaineer. And he was. And it's just, he embodied what it is. He embodied what it is to be a West Virginia Mountaineer. And the irony of that, he was a native of Western New York. I mean, this is not a guy that grew up in West Virginia, was born here, raised here, and grew up in Western New York, came to West Virginia, and became deeply embedded in what it means to be a West Virginian. And it was through and through.
Yeah, well, you know, Joe Paterno recruited Dale hard. Got snowed in at his mother's home. But when his father passed and he came with Ronnie to the funeral, Dale always said that's what sold him on West Virginia, was Nealon's commitment to his family.
Yeah.
That's where he wanted to be.
Yeah.
And I think this state embraced Dale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had that, you know, he had a magnetic personality. I mean, you were drawn to him just naturally. But once you were, like you said, once you were in his orb, he was your man.
Oh,
and,
isn't that true?
And, you know, the last time I talked to him, we were talking about advertisers and that sort of thing. And I said, well, I don't want to delve into your business, but, and I asked him a couple questions. And he said, you shoot straight from the hip, so I will gladly tell you. He said, now, most people I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'll gladly tell you. And that's the kind of guy he was. I mean, he told me straight up, if I didn't trust you, I wouldn't tell you. You know, and he told me everything. And, but he just had that. He just, like I said, just drew you in. You know, he drew you in, and it was so much fun to be around because he was so energetic. And had him on my show several times when I was doing my own show, and it was so much fun. And I would introduce him, just kick back and let him go.
Dale enjoyed the sound of his own voice.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some good times on there because he was a riot. We had a good time on the show. And like I said, you didn't have to ask him any questions.
Yeah.
He just take off.
And, you know, I think often about, you know, Wolfman's Call was really just getting started.
Yeah.
And where it would have gone, who knows, and we'll never know. But he was developing a commercial network to support it. You know, basically doing it at the end 5 days a week, which is just a phenomenal thing, to do anything 5 days a week. And yeah, we miss him.
Gentlemen, I appreciate your time. We'll let ZILER take over.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Keith.
Well, we appreciate. This is one of the, I'll tell you, most authentic, supportive,
that's right,
caring human beings anywhere.
That's right.
Keith Hawkins.
Yes.
Wow. I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate
Good person right there. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate you.
You get on. Yeah, we got to interview you.
We were talking to your dad about a good friend of ours and a good friend of yours. Probably he was your friend before he was our friend, and you got to know him real well. And we wanted to get how you feel, what your thoughts are on Dale Wolfley and the friendship you have with him.
Yeah, that would be great. I had a really close friendship with Dale. Yeah.
He got to know you at the hospital, right?
Do what?
He got to know you over here at the hospital, correct?
Yeah.
What do you remember most about him?
Well, the one thing I remember, I can't remember where, but I remember I think it was actually at spring game, he held me and he actually taught me how he did his big boom.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And then I remember I think it was the groundbreaking. I made him a really pretty picture too, yeah.
Awesome.
And then when I was really like, I don't know the size, anyways, he came to visit me in like the special children's area at the hospital.
Awesome. He was a good guy, wasn't he?
Yes, I still communicate, I don't remember, Kathy with his wife, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Kathleen, yep.
Yep, Kathleen, yep.
And Stone and
yes.
Maverick. I still talk to all them.
Oh, great guys.
That's good.
Yeah.
Great
Good
guys.
folks.
And they're football coaches too.
And you, is that when you became a big Mountaineer fan, or were you a fan before?
I mean, I've been a fan for probably all my life, but when I knew Dale, I started getting like smack dab Mountaineer fan.
That's fantastic.
That is great.
That's really good.
How old are you?
14. I'm 14 right now.
14.
Getting ready to be 15.
Wow.
That's
Man,
that's it.
getting to be an old woman.
Oh God.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you coming up here and talking to us.
You bet.
Before you go, though, you want to do a boom?
Sure, and I can do.
Yeah.
Boom! Let's go, Mountaineers!
Good job, Skylar. Thank you so much. But we had a good time. We interviewed lots of good folks, and we hope that everybody enjoyed the show. Frank, any closing thoughts?
Well, it's always a pleasure working with you and Matt. This is our second show together, and Mickey Plumley out there. God, we want you back as quickly as possible, Mick. And Mick's been under the weather, and talking about the weather has turned here.
Yes.
The wind is gusting in the 20s, and we've got rain behind us. But Doug Moore did a great job. We're under a canopy, and so we're sort of half into the eating area, and then we're basically out in the outside area here, and it's working out just fine. But we want to thank all of you for watching today and hope you enjoyed it. It was great to have the families involved as well as the players, because that just fits the theme of the show. Fantastic.
Yep.
So good job as always, Greg, and good working with you again, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt?
I'm looking forward to doing it again. Absolutely.
All right. Well, that'll do it for us for now, for the Mountaineer Locker Room then and now. Again, at KEGLER'S in Morgantown. Get a chance to come in here. Great food, beverages, etc., etc. And you never know, you might meet a Mountaineer. We've met a bunch of them here.
5 of them, yeah.
So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you tune in Wednesday night. Appreciate you again for watching, tuning in, supporting us. Look forward to coming to you again Wednesday night. Matt, thank you for your help. Great job. And again, on our second show together. But we'll be doing more, so we'll be definitely be having you back.
I appreciate
Frank, as always, great job by you putting everything together, getting everything organized more than anything else. And again, thanks to the audience out there for tuning in. Appreciate you, and we shall see you on Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.
Yep.